What up, Duval? Got a quick Jaguars update for you. Your Jacksonville Jaguars have claimed, I should say, former Rams starting running back Darrell Henderson off waivers. The Jaguars bring him in. Obviously, he's not coming in to be a starter. You got Travis Etienne as your starting running back here in Jacksonville, but the Jaguars want to continue to work in other backs. They saw an opportunity here to add a back that has a good amount of speed to bring to the table, good agility. He's compact, 5'8", 207 pounds. This is a guy who, again, was a former starter, a former third-round pick in the NFL out of Memphis, a guy that has talent. There's been some injury issues, some inconsistency issues, some problems up front for the Rams offensive line this year, but the Rams decided to move on from him. He was a member of the Rams Super Bowl champion team this past season, and he's a guy that has a decent amount of experience in the NFL. Why did the Jaguars bring him in? When you look at what they have at running back, it doesn't seem that they feel confident or comfortable with Snoop Conner, who has pretty much been inactive for most of this season, has not been getting any work for the Jaguars, not getting in there on special teams, not being activated for most game days. And then you've also got JaMycal Hasty, who the team added after 53-man roster cuts, a guy from San Francisco. And Hasty can do some good things for you, right? He's kind of that scat back mold. You can get him the ball in space. You saw him pop off for that 61-yard touchdown run on third down earlier in the season. This is a guy that can do some things for you. And I think having JaMycal Hasty in your backfield is not a bad thing, but maybe having him as your number 2 back was a little bit too large of a role in Jacksonville for JaMycal Hasty. So now you bring in Darrell Henderson, who he has experience carrying the load a little bit in the NFL. He also has experience as a secondary back after the Rams brought in Cam Akers, and the Rams have been using some other backs as well throughout Darrell Henderson's time with that team. So you bring in Darrell Henderson, you have an opportunity here to get him into your offense and potentially have him carry the load as the second back down the stretch for this football team. And I do think that represents a little bit of an upgrade over JaMycal Hasty in terms of his actual rushing ability. I think JaMycal Hasty as a receiver, a lot of fun, although he has had some issues with his hands. As a guy that you get in space, a lot of fun. Darrell Henderson has that athleticism and speed and quickness too, but I think he has a little bit more when it comes to being a guy that you can hand the ball off to and feel confident to gain some yards, both as an interior and outside runner. But I do think before you get him out on the field as a change of pace for Travis Etienne, as a guy who can spell Travis Etienne, you need to make sure that he's got it going in pass protection, that he's going to be able to catch balls out of the backfield, and that he knows his assignments. We'll see how quickly he can get up to speed here in Jacksonville. I will say Sean McVay said following the Rams contest against the Saints that Henderson had a little bit of a knee issue that popped up prior to that contest, and that's why he only had 2 carries and then exited the game this past weekend, and then he's waived by the team. Jaguars were the team to claim him. And I think it was a positive move for the team. I don't think this is necessarily a groundbreaking move or something that's going to change the outcome of the Jaguars season. But did you incrementally upgrade at the running back position here? I think you did. I think the Jaguars think they did. And we'll see how it plays out over the remainder of the 7 games the Jaguars have in 2022. That's going to do it here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. Let me know what you think about Darrell Henderson being claimed by the Jaguars. You can also follow Generation Jaguar. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Notification bell so you don't miss a show on here. Thank you so much for tuning in, Duval.